When somebody tells you about a steel, solid, reliable, stalwart, somebody who's an unassuming leader, a disciplined warrior, and if you had this man in your team and you knew you had a real player, and without a doubt, they're one of the most polished imports that have graced our league here in South Africa, natural, versatile. I mean, he was able to comfortably fit in central midfield, central defense, and even the right flank. Depending on who the coach was and where they wanted to use him, he was pretty okay playing anywhere. Played with absolute dedication, integrity, and also passion for clubs and his beloved Warriors of Zimbabwe. And what a pleasure to have him here in studio. I didn't create the weather, Edelbert Dinha. That's the man above. But good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mr. Marawa.
How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
What's keeping you occupied these days? We haven't seen you in a minute.
Soccer, Rob.
Yeah.
Something that we grew up loving, the passion.
Yeah.
And now we want to give it back to the kids. And so we're busy with the kids.
Where are you busy with these kids? Because I know that at some point I followed something about Shumba Football Development.
Yes, still with Shumba Football Development. And we're based in, now this season we're going to be training at Windwood High School.
Yeah.
And so we would like to welcome all the new boys to Windwood High School, and can't wait to be with them. And I mean, it's been our off season,
yes.
So we're starting next week. Next week, that's when we're starting the pre-season.
What's the age group?
I'm more focusing on the SAB,
yes.
Which is under 19s. But this season now we're going to change how we get the under 19s, because this season, I mean, the past season, it was a huge problem for us because we had 90% of the boys that were writing metric. So you can imagine when they come for training, you only have got 5 players. And when you go to play the game, you've got only 4, because the rest, they are still attending schools on Saturdays, even on Sundays.
But what's the turnout been, though, Eddie? I mean, it sounds like a very exciting project that you're involved with.
Rob, when you love something, you give it all. And now you have to go to the schools, you have to approach the principals and ask them to release the boys, which is very difficult. Also, you have to go to the parents and tell them about your vision, what you want to achieve, what you want their boys to be at. And some parents will agree, some who don't. And so basically that's how it is.
You know me, I'm inquisitive. Those who don't agree with the vision, why are they disagreeing?
Because they're saying education first.
What if you combine the two? Because there's some levels where you strike a relationship between the educators and also the sporting side, which is where you fit in. Are you not able to marry the two?
No, last season we managed to convince some of the parents, because we actually had to tell them that, listen, because these boys, they play soccer and they are at school. And if it's only school and there is no soccer or there is no sport at all, then it's going to be difficult for them to concentrate, because when they're studying, it becomes a time where, the brain needs to rest. And when it rests now, that's when they need to go to training. So we told them about that, and then eventually some of them, they agreed, and they said, okay, let's see how it pans out at the end of the season or at the end of the year. And funny enough, most of the boys, they passed. And now they started believing that, if you balance soccer and education, you get the best out of the boys.
But it sounds like a winning combination as well. And I know school sports has been a big thing. Even the Premier of Gauteng, Premier Lesufi, has been advocating the whole school's football campaign. I don't know if it marries into what you're doing and whether or not you will champion something like that. I don't know what the level of sponsorship or even funding is for the Shumba Football Academy.
Funding, it's very tough, Rob, when it comes to sponsorship, because at times, you have to dig down your pockets to try and sustain whatever, whether it's you have to pay the referees, you have to buy them food, or you have to buy refreshments for the game.
But how have you managed so far, because you've been at it?
Because I'm with Sia, so the two of us are working really, really hard, and we try by all means to get what the boys want. It's very difficult, but we have to do it. So if we can get sponsor, the sponsor that we're looking for, it's not big money or anything big like that. What we need is for the boys to have the training kits and to be comfortable when they're playing, the soccer boots, and then when we train, it's about the soccer balls. That's all that we want.
And how many boys are there in total?
125.
125.
125.
So on a daily basis, on a regular basis, you're having to deal with all of them?
25 kids a day. Because we start from under 13s, 15s, 17s, under 19s, and then we have got SAB.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's been difficult. I mean, I've been talking about the FIFA Women's World Cup right now. I suppose it's been difficult for you to even try and venture into the women's side of the game and try and incorporate them into your vision at this stage.
Yes, it's very difficult because, it as hard as it is now with the boys.
Yeah.
Now getting into the girls, it's going to be too difficult for us. So
but there is a platform. There's room for that. I see so much talent out there from the women's side that I always just pray so hard that somebody sees what we have in this country and that we can be world beaters.
Yeah, true. I mean, I would love all the company or all the corporates, to get involved more into mostly the girls, in league or sport. Then it will be great. I mean, you look at now Banyana in the World Cup, so it shows that we have quality and we have girls that can play soccer. So we just need corporates to come in and then support them.
You understand why you're here, right?
I'm not sure, Rob.
You're aware that you're a legend.
I didn't know that.
Nobody told you.
People say.
You believe them?
Not really.
Why not?
Not really, because I believe that there are players that have played above me that have achieved more than what I have achieved.
Who've captained Orlando Pirates 4 years and 1 month?
Okay. Now I'm starting to believe you.
Who've played for Zimbabwe, the national team, as long as you did?
Okay, let's go.
Ajax, Cape Town, and you did what you did at Ajax?
All right.
Augusto Palacios giving you the captain's armband at Orlando Pirates?
Yeah, when the professor gives you that armband, that means you are something special.
Hi, Robert and the listener. Today is really pleasure and honor to talk about one of the players who commitment apart to play for Orlando Pirates in football. Very good leadership. He's a person who always arrive early for training and remain after training. He always try his best to ask questions, to ask his performance and what going forward. He's the person you can give indication, you can give instruction, the way we want to have our strategic player and the midfield, and he can do everything. His ball control, his distribution was very great. And apart from there, his personality, the leadership. This is the reason I always remember Dinha. I never said him Edelbert Dinha. I always say him Dinha. But it's an honor for me, one of the players who coming from Zimbabwe, who really he had the ability and the talents to succeed in South Africa, especially in the time when playing in Pirates. All we were watching when he played in Ajax, who was one of the key players and one of the special players. This is the reason the chairman signed him in Orlando Pirates. It's always going to be honored to talk to you, Dinha. We talked about 2-3 months ago. But what I can say to you, you coaching, continue coaching and teach the young player, who I know is always your dream to coach in the development stage. I must salute today the honor who give to you, Robert Morav. Sometimes people don't recognize, and I think this program with Robert recognize legend who did a lot achievement in football, especially the players who coming from far outside the South Africa. I congratulate you for many years that you enjoy your football, you show your capacity and talent. And today it's my honor to salute the honor who give to you, Robert, and continue teach and coach the young player. Regard to you, regard to your family, all the best. And I say again, one must honor and privilege to have the opportunity to coach in you and enjoy your football. God bless you.
I'm not lying when I say you're a legend. And when this Peruvian international says this about you, how do you respond to him?
What can I say? I don't call him coach anymore.
Yeah.
Professor. Mr. Professor is a Mr. Professor to me. I mean, it's true. The guy used to pushed me very hard, to do better. And as he said, I used to ask him so many questions. And, when you're being coached by someone that played in the same role as you, and then you cannot try to cheat, or you cannot try to say, okay, you did this good, because he'll tell you, no, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
You had to do this 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yes, I would stay after training with him, and he would improve certain aspects that I needed to, and which was very good. I can talk a lot about him.
Yeah.
All I can say is just I just love him, and even up to now, up until today, I still ask him about what I should improve on the boys, how I should coach them, or if this one is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. He's an open person. He doesn't have what can I say, to say that now we are not together, so you cannot ask me anything, or I cannot give you this. You call him, you ask him, he will help you.
Many years ago, you did an interview and you said that you would come out of retirement for him.
Yes.
It's 2023. Would you come out of retirement for him?
I would definitely do that.
Good evening, Ms. Marawa. Good evening to the shareholders of this wonderful show. Marawa, you brought a man that I used to enjoy watching long back when I used to play for a club in Harare called Kepe Kepe. And apparently that's my favorite club back home in Zim. Mr. Dinha, I used to enjoy your runs along the right side of the pitch, and it's not surprising that you managed to get a contract down here in South Africa. I wish you the best in what you are doing now with the boys. My question to you is, would you consider going back to maybe coach the national football team of Zimbabwe, which is your country of birth? Thank you, Ms. Marawa. Edgar again from Pulukwane.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, ukhuluma noSibongeleni Wamkhwana, and good evening to your guest, Edelbert Dinha. What a legend you got there, Mr. Marawa, who have graced our league in the defensive midfield. I got Utinashe Ngomash, I got Oezro Miandoro, I got Edelbert Dinha in the same list, Mr. Marawa. Those guys have shown us that Zimbabwean players can be very, 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 very talented in terms of defensive midfield. And then coming to him in his career in South Africa, I think he was on the same group with Abo Isaac or Francis Chanza, Abo Jimitau, Innocent Chikoya, Abo Edward Malinga, I think Abo Lakile Khwati, Abednego Neshozwi, Abo Isaac Chanza, Abo Benedict Vilagazi. The list is endless, Mr. Marawa. I think that guy has done very well in our South African football. I wish him all the best in future, Mr. Marawa. Thank you.
Hi, Robbie. How are you? You've got one of the greatest players ever. I grew up with Edelbert and I talk to him almost every time. But good to have him on the program. He's involved now with Shumba Academy. We used to call him Phil Collins. He grew up in Chitungwiza, where I come from. I'd like to ask one thing from Edelbert. Is he going to go back to Zimbabwe and be involved in our township, Chitungwiza? We have good players. Now that FIFA has reintroduced us into football, and we're looking to have Edelbert. Eduri say Mwanamai, please. Guarantee. I still remember 1992, you beat Caps United, guarantee, and you were playing right back. You beat Caps United, which was probably one of the best teams in the Magawina for not. You've got a legend there, Robert, and I'm assuming a very good guy.
Friday nights, always. This is how we do it. About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Yeah, you can imagine. After that audacious voice note calling him Phil Collins, I am so intrigued. I want to know how you and Phil Collins get mentioned in the same sentence.
Rob, do we have to go there?
Yes, we are there, because it's either it's in the air tonight, it's either it's another day in paradise, turn it on, or whatever other Phil Collins song there is. So how come is Eddie Dinha nicknamed Phil Collins?
I hate that nickname. I
could see
I
that.
don't like it. And,
why?
I get upset when people call me that.
Why?
Because I don't like it.
But how did you end up with a name like Phil Collins?
my good friend, Charles Mabika,
Yes.
the commentator, he's the one that gave me that nickname. And Rob, I'm not going to get into details.
No,
because
we
I
are
don't
in
like
the details. We are in the details. We cannot run away from the details. So that you can hate it once and for all and then dump it, and I'll never, ever, ever ask you that again.
I know you, Rob.
I will
This
never.
is not
ever.
going to be the end of it.
It will be
No,
the
no,
end of
no,
it.
No.
We'll call it truce.
No,
You will call the United Nations peacekeeping mission to come and intervene. We'll call the gift of the givers to come and give us supplies. Whatever it is that you need, we're going to do. It will never come from my lips ever again. You hate it. Why? How did you end up with this name from this wonderful commentator that we all know? Sure, let's get into it.
Okay. We were in under 23s. I think it was the All Africa Games, and we were about to play Egypt in the finals. And then I played a song, Phil Collins.
Which one?
You see now, Rob. No, let's just get into.
Okay, get into the
into
the story. We'll come back to the song.
Okay. Now, I played the song and I was singing, and Charles said, "You sing like Phil Collins."
Yeah.
And you even look like Phil Collins.
Amen.
And I'm like, why are you saying that I look like him? Then he says, I thought there's a bottle of water here, and
Oh yes, I've got in my bag. I've got 2 bottles. Do you like it cold or warm? Room temperature, frozen?
yeah. So then eventually he says that your head,
Yeah.
you look like Phil Collins. So from today onwards, I'm gonna call you Phil Collins. So when I play, every time when I was playing, he would, instead of him saying, okay, on the midfield or on the right back, it's Edelbert Dinha.
Yeah.
He would say, on the right now, it's Phil Collins. And I hated it. And even up until now, when he asked me that, and I'll say, Charles, please, let's not get into that.
But do you believe when you look at Phil Collins in a photo, is there any resemblance?
He says, took Phil Collins as a black person. He looks like you.
So if Phil Collins had extra levels of chlorophyll, let's treat it like a plant.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
So here, for your sake, forgive my phone. It's gone through hell and sand and dust and storms. But here's multiple pictures of Phil Collins.
Yeah, I can see.
Is there a resemblance?
No.
The nose.
No, there's
Pointing in a southwesterly direction.
Rob, look at Phil Collins, look at me. There's nothing that you can say. There's no similarities at all.
That sounds like a name of a song you could sing, and then you ask Phil Collins to be there with you and do a duet. Phil Collins and I, nothing. Don't you think?
No.
It's in the air. It's in the air tonight.
I don't even know the song. I don't know the song.
That is crazy. I had never heard of that. Audacious, thank you so much for enlightening us. This man keeps too many secrets. And it's good that today we found out what he hates the most. So what song were you playing at that stage?
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
You sound like those guys in the Zondo Commission. I don't remember. Yeah,
No, I don't know.
Still
No, I don't remember
2
the song.
billion, but I don't remember.
I don't remember the song.
You don't remember it?
No, I don't remember the song.
Sure. Sorry to put you through that trauma. Now I feel like I'm responsible for having to pay for your counseling. I'll get you a voucher by Tuesday. Don't worry.
I'm holding on to you.
So there was Edgar who said that, would you ever consider going to coach the Zimbabwe national team?
Not necessarily the national team.
Okay.
But if you had to be the under-17 national team or under-20 national team, yes, I would definitely go back. Now that we have been, the ban has been lifted, and we just need to do the right things, and put our house in order, and then I would definitely go back.
Is it because of your desire for youth football development that you would go for the under-17s or any of the junior national teams as opposed to the senior national team, or is it just because it's too hot in the kitchen in that senior national team?
It's the passion that I have for the juniors.
Yeah. And
also, I think in my principles, I always, read about the so-called big coaches. For example, Cisse of Senegal. Mm-hmm. He started with under-17s, and then he went to under-20, and then 23, and then, through the junior ranks.
And then into African champion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would love to start with under-17s and then work my way up. And then, who knows, maybe one day I'll be there.
But we don't have patience here in the South.
That is the problem.
Because Alpha regions, there's no patience. This side, there's no patience. It's like it's a Chipper United approach. You're there for one day and you're still unpacking your toiletry bag, about to take out your toothpaste, and you get told you're fired.
Yes, I think that's the reason why we no longer winning, whether it's Africa Cup of Nations or maybe qualifying into the second round of World Cup when you're playing in the World Cup. I mean, you look at the 96 squad, Clive Barker.
Yes.
He has been with the team for a very long time. So that's exactly what we need to do, whether it's in Zimbabwe, whether it's in South Africa, the Southern Africa. Mm-hmm. We just need to trust the coaches that we hire more, especially if it's the local coaches.
But you guys were giving South Africa the 4x4 treatment when South Africa came back from isolation. I remember the days of Benjamin Conjera. I remember the days of Moses Chunga. I remember so many of the top players that played for Zimbabwe.
Yes, I think we had a very good coach at that time, and they gave him time. Mm. They gave him time. They said, listen, this is the squad that you have. Let's see what you can do. So he had ample time, and then he had support from the association. Because now you give a coach and play 2-3 games and then he loses. No, the coach must go.
Who's been the best coach for Zimbabwe, the national team?
That I saw or that coached me. Because now, if we look at the coaches that I saw, we had Fabish, who was a very good coach, and he was also a very crowd puller. Like every time the national team plays, the stadium packed to the rafters. So I would say, at that time, Fabish was there. I mean, we would also go to watch the national team play. But when it comes to the coach that coached me at the national team, there was Charles Mhlauri. Mm-hmm. I would say also Sande Marimo.
Yeah.
He was also a very good coach. I would put those two.
Hi Rob, Uchiko Mdeni. Robbie, one of the best midfielders coming out of Zimbabwe. Very composed, very calm, reads the game well. Wow. Edelbert Dinha, marvel to watch. Rob, he's a very good guy. I think a few years back, I think it's about 4 or 5 years back, when I was coaching at Edelbert Football Academy, we played against his team at Lokop Prison. I think it's Shumba Academy. I think they were still starting at the time, but I've seen they've grown in leaps and bounds, and I wish him all the best, that he can continue and nurture talent. And we wish him all the best. Thanks, Coach Dinha. It's Chico.
Chico, thank you so much. You did quite a lot of work there at Leoco Prison, eh?
Yeah. The sad part is that, when you're doing something good, and then people wants to get involved.
Not to hijack.
To hijack.
Yes, let's not beat about the bush. Somebody to hijack your project.
Hijack it, and you decide to, the only thing that you can do is leave. So then we left Leoco.
But couldn't you seek help? I mean, there's the Minister of Justice. Can't you see the vision that you have? There's other people, and we know the kind of work. We've seen former players go on to become prison warders. Others have ended up in prison. But whatever it is that is football related, you were doing a brilliant job.
Yeah, this is what we don't understand. And it wasn't only because of the youngsters that were there.
Yeah.
Even the girls, we were helping them. We were we tried to bring them when we were having aerobics, and we would bring them if they want to train with the boys. So they would come. So I believe that we did a very good job. And as we said, when people want to hijack, and then we decided, no, listen, I think it's time for us to move.
And that's an irony. When people come and hijack and they're hijacking a prison, that's where hijackers belong.
Hey, Prarob, thank you so much for having that gentleman in studio today. Coach Eddie Dinha, he was my coach at Shumba FC. My name is Obakeng. I was his goalkeeper there for quite some time, and he's been more than just a coach. He's been a father figure to many of us, and I'm so happy that you decided today to give him, his flowers while he's still alive. You've played a crucial role in many youngsters' careers with Shumba FC, and yeah, Coach, I remember the last conversation we had. You had told me that you're working on your coaching badges. I wanted to know, how is that coming along, and will we see you in the PSL dugouts anytime soon? Thank you so much for a great show, Rob. Cheers.
Yeah, Obakeng, thank you so much indeed. Was he any good in goals?
No, yeah, he was a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he was I think, but the problem was not a problem, but he had a tough competition.
Right.
Yeah, but he was a very good goalkeeper.
He's asking about your badges and whether we're going to be seeing in the Premier Soccer League.
Yeah, I was supposed to have done KFB, but in Zambia.
Yes.
But I was late, and so now I'm trying to figure out where I can.
Is that thing being done in Botswana?
Yeah. But the problem is that there was a TD that was hosting it last year.
Right.
But now I think he has been hired by FIFA, so they didn't finish the course last year.
Oh.
So they are going to, the guys who couldn't finish last year are the ones that are going to finish this year. So not anyone that is being taken to do the course.
But you've also applied for a job recently in my kingdom.
I wanted that so bad, Rob.
To be the general manager at Amazon.
I wanted that so bad. And yeah, it didn't go well.
Did they come back to you though?
Yes. No. They did. We had an interview.
Yeah.
They were according to them, they were very happy. But maybe there was someone that was better than me. But the fact that they called me, they chose me, will always be with me all the time.
Sure, that's crazy.
Because it's something that I didn't expect that they were going to come back to me.
So who got the job in the end?
I'm not sure yet.
Why they denied you the job then?
I don't know.
There's nobody better than you. Do they know that?
Maybe there is one. I'm still to find out who got the job. So then maybe I would say, well, okay, he definitely deserved that job. I wanted it.
One of the best appointments ever made in South Africa in the past decade has been the appointment of one of the top former players of Coventry City, Birmingham, Huddersfield, you name it, Peter Ndlovu at Mamelodi Sundowns, who goes about his job quietly. Nobody hears or talks about him. He doesn't talk. He keeps quiet. In a yes or no, please tell me if I'm wrong.
That's true.
Well, I fear for the worst. I fear that I might not even get a chance before the end of the show to say one word. It is remarkable. It really is. I think, again, it's testament to the person who's sitting right here with me, Edelbert Dinha, former Orlando Pirates captain, former Zimbabwean international, Ajax, you name it. In fact, they were telling us about Kape, if I was not mistaken. So here are a couple of gentlemen that he would know very, very well, here to pay tribute to the one and only legend.
Good evening, Rob. Good evening to listeners. And most especially, good evening to the gentleman sitting next to you, Rob. What a gentleman. What a legend of the game. One of the best midfielders that I've played with and played against. Dedication to the game, dedication to everything that he does. That's a true legend. Mr. Dinha, I know you're expecting me to say something that is not football related, but today I am just going to say to you, thank you, and thank you, my brother, for being the person that you are. Stay humble, keep doing what you're doing, and may the God grace every step that you take in the journey that you are in of coaching. We've been together, we're still together. There's a rhyme that says, we ride together, we die together. My brother, thank you, and thank you for being the person that you are. And I thank the good Lord for knowing you in football and in life in general. Thank you, a true legend. of football.
Innocent
Nyobo. Robert Marawa, he will tell you what that means.
You've got 30 seconds to respond.
All I can say, Rob, is that this guy took care of me when I joined Orlando Pirates. And he showed me around Joburg when I came from Cape Town. And, played together. One of the best, I would say, the left cross of the ball that graced South Africa. I'm still yet to see a left back that will cross the ball like him.
That is why Gordon Niggerson loved him so much.
Yes.
And that's why even the next coach who's about to give you a tribute loved him so much.
Hi, Robert. I heard you got Eddie there tonight. We got back a long way. Like 7 Stars days. I think it was about, can't remember the year. I think it was about 1998 or 2000 maybe. Around that time, we signed him. I signed him from Zimbabwe. Him and Katana Temba, the two of them came over, and we signed them there at 7 Stars in Cape Town. And Eddie was a very versatile player. He could play anywhere. He was midfield. He could play fullback, centre back, anywhere. And ended up having a very good career in South Africa and a good professional, a real honest to the game. And I just was going well for him, because the hardest part of life is after football, isn't it? And good lad. We're still in touch now and again. We speak, but I wish him well, and a great guy and a real good professional, and I hope life treats him well and things go well for him. So good luck, Eddie. Nice to hear your voice and hear from you again anytime, and all the best, my son. Bye.
Coach Kevin Hunt, thank you so much. Your 30 seconds, sir.
True. He's the coach that signed me when I came to. No, when I was still playing in. Actually, it was a game on TV.
Yeah.
And we were playing on Saturday against Namibia, and then after the game, our chairman, Cape United, said, "Listen, Monday you have to go to Cape Town. There's a team that wants you there." So we went to Cape Town. I was with Kaitano. We played a friendly game that very Monday, and then before the game finishes, Gavin Hunt says, "You guys must go to the office," and then that's where we were signed.
Signed?
Yeah.
On the spot?
On the spot.
Done.
One of the best coaches too, and very free with the players.
Yes.
He would make you do what you want, but don't just make him mad.
And not a big fan of camping was Gavin Hunt, was he?
Yes. No, he didn't.
He was not a believer of camping.
No.
Yeah.
Meet on the day of the game and perform, and then that's it.
Yeah, if you're going to go camping, go to Drakensberg, man.
Hi, Bra Rob. Greetings to the listeners. Most importantly, greetings to the legend that you have there in studio, Mr. Edelbert Dinha. We come a long way, Bra Rob, with this gentleman. Starting way back in 1991 at under 20 level. We play under 23 together. We graduate to the senior national team. We found ourselves playing in Poland at the same club. I come to South Africa in 1997. A few years later, he follows me. Though we are playing as opponents, he was playing for a different club, but we had to reunite at FCAK, where Mr. Dinha was my captain. That's the kind of player he was, a leader on and off the field of play. But such a talented individual was Edelbert. Versatile player, believe it or not, at one stage he was a goalkeeper, but at a professional level, played as right back, especially the national team, enterprising right back. At club level, as we all know him to be, this uncompromising central midfielder, cool, calm and collected, could not panic, would control the tempo of the game, well suited for any kind of football. And yes, as we all know, his achievements at Orlando Pirates as well as with Ajax. I'm so happy, Bro, that you brought him in studio to share some of his good times during his heydays of the field of play after retiring. Edelbert continues to be involved in the game, especially at grassroots level, where he's doing so much work to develop and to give opportunities to young players. Most of his players that are coming from his academy, they are playing professional football as we speak. It's good to see that former players like him are still in touch with the game and making a massive contribution. That's my brother there. Edelbert, thank you for everything. We are always in touch. We support one another. You know what I'm doing. I know exactly where you want to be. And I can only wish him, Rob, everything of the best. This PSL league was very fortunate to have had players of the stature and quality of Edelbert Dinha. Diomdar, sharp.
Oh, Diomdar. These names are coming in. What does that mean now?
No. Diomdar, it means What's up, my guy?
What's happening? Okay, what's happening? You see, I'm gonna learn so much today. I'm gonna learn so much. That's the voice of Elasto Kapowenza. Oh, I mean, he's just such a true son of the soil here in Mzansi, and somebody that we can all be proud to have also played here. Your response to that, I thought that was pretty emotional.
Yeah, no, with Elasto, we came a long way.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, with not even at the under-20 national team, we played for the same club, which was Darrington.
Yes.
And there's just one thing that I would want him to answer. You see how he is, his body now.
Right.
That's how he was when he was still playing. He hasn't gained, he hasn't lost weight, he's still the same person. But he eats a lot. He eats a lot, but he doesn't gain weight.
Where does it go?
I don't know. That's why I say that I would want him to answer that question, because I would expect him to be bulk and
yeah.
He's still the same person.
That's crazy. And this is the same guy who's finished a full chicken before.
He would probably eat two.
Dina, my brother, I bet you gonna throw the number 1 to Nino Brown. Dina, my brother, mfuna ukutshela ukuthi ngijabulile ukudlala nawe bra wami, ngijabulile kakhulu because of experience bonayo, the way bodlala ngakhona. I really appreciate your effort, my brother. You are a true leader, my brother, and the footy, even if a team we are down, bokhona ukusimotivate wena usikelo gents sizwe winner le game singa give up, and the way bodlala ngakhona Dina, my brother, I remember we were playing Platinum Stars is leader 2-1. What was in number 1 hamba phambili ngizokukhavara ama-player amaningi abayenzi le nto boboyenza bengihamba as a left back ngiyaphambili lapha try ku-equalizer, and as far wathi no hamba ngizokukhavara, and as far le game yakhona ngiyakhumbula I scored that game because of wena Dina, my brother, the way bomotivate ngakhona, the way bo-organizer azange ngabona i-center mid okudlala ofana nawe bra wami, the way cover ama-defense ngakhona i-middlefield nabovilakazi lapha esiswini awuthame Dina. Mina to be honest ngiya-appreciate ukudlala nawe bra wami. I really appreciate, my brother. You are a true leader, my brother. Ngijabulile ngakhulu from Ajax uza ku-Pirate ngithi no yazi i-Grootman Edelbert Dinha izodlala ku-Pirate, bengijabulile awuthame, bengayazi le ndaba manje wayazi awuthame, and ungakhohlwa ngicela utshele uRobert angayikhephe yami awuthame. Thank you. Ngiyabonga Dina, my brother. Sharp.
Oh, Abednego Nechotsi. Thank you so much, my brother.
This guy is very funny, Rob.
Yeah, I know.
This guy is very funny. When I used to play with him, he's a very good defender, and he liked to go forward, but he was scared that if he goes, then there was no one that was going to cover for him.
He'll never come back.
I used to say, listen, Tsotsi, go. And the only thing that I used to say with him, that if he goes, he gets too excited. He doesn't want to come back now. He just wants to play like he's a forward. So I used to say, hey, my man, don't get excited. Come back and defend. But, good guy. He's very good, very funny, and he's a people's person. Everybody. If you don't love Abednego, then there is something wrong with
There's
you.
a problem with you.
There is a problem.
Oh, man, such a hearty human being. Don't worry, Abednego, here's the deal. You'll get your cap, but you must come fetch it yourself. We're not passing on anything. This man is not a transport service for you, not at any stage right now. I'll play a couple of more, because from your former players, I mean, we were just amazed how many people wanted to be part of this when they heard you were coming onto the show. And we've been inundated, but also just people that loved you, generally, that watched the beautiful game of football, and they were your true supporters.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Solifalanga, and good evening to the MSW shoulders, and good evening to the legend there. I would just want to find out from the legend there, looking at the current Orlando Pirates team, that is, of course, led by Jose Riviero, what is his reaction with regards to how the team is set up right now? Is he glad? Is he happy? Is he not satisfied? And if that's the case, does he feel that this current Pirates team needs to be improved, or does he feel that this will be the team that will challenge Mamelodi Sundowns on all fronts? That's what I want to find out from the legend. Great show as always. Thanks.
Well, Falang, thank you so much indeed. I'm just afraid we might not get the answer to that given the time, because you know what, when this tribute man comes through,
So, Robbie, what a legend in studio, Dinha. Yeah, what a brilliant player. What a good pass of the ball. His intelligence on the ball, was unbelievable. Yeah, I think most players, most especially our midfield, they've learned a lot from him. Yeah, that man, he knows what to do with the ball every time when he's in possession of the ball. Yeah, the first time I saw him play, I thought he was from over the sea, only to find he was just here from them over the mountain. Yeah, came down by crocodile. But guess what? We gave him a green ID. Yeah. Now it's our own, it's our family member. Yeah, and off the field, he was a gentleman and he was very clean. Dinha, all the best, my brother. God bless.
From one Eddie to another, Eddie Motale to Eddie Dinha.
Mr. Motale, he, when we, because I remember Pirates ex-players we always met.
Yeah.
So he always said to me and Innocent, we gave you the green card. Now you think you know South Africa. We must take you back. You're going to go back. We will take our green IDs and then you guys can go back. But what a legend. I used to watch him play, my gents.
Crazy.
Crazy guy.
Crazy guy.
Very good player. And he's still very funny to be around with.
It's amazing when you were saying,
Live on 947.